Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content coming out every single day for you guys, trying to keep it fresh. And our usual shout out of appreciation to our patrons. All those tips and support means so much to us. It's just going to go towards making the channel better and adding more games over time. If you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description down below. We do hope that those patrons out there are appreciating the weekly exclusive videos we're putting out for you guys. If you have anything particular you'd like to see, please email us on the site. And otherwise, for all the rest of you, if you have any strategies, questions, suggestions, anything you would like us to film, please email us, sincitylivinglv@gmail.com. Doesn't have to be craps related. Can be blackjack, baccarat, pai gow, Vegas, casinos, anything at all. We definitely want to continue adding more to the channel. We have those 2 new weekly shows on Tuesday and Thursday, and we're hoping to add a couple more gambling-focused things, such as roulette and some other stuff. Might take us some time to build up the funds for those. Though, if you'd like to help us out on that, go ahead and also check the description down below for ways you could help us add those even faster. But no pressure. We just appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. We love shooting these videos for you guys. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. So today I'm answering a question that was put to us of what would be my personal favorite strategies on a $10 table with a $500 bankroll. Now, obviously my most favorite strategy would be the power press, and just like in the video of how do dealers play when we are out and playing, we go for it. We go for it because dealers don't grind. We're not looking to spend 10 hours on the table. We're looking to spend an hour on the table. And either we win or we lose in that hour. So if we're going to win, we're going to win big. But the answer to this question has multiple parts because it honestly depends on what your goals are. Plus, exactly what this question means. Does it mean what is my personal favorite strategies as a player? Or does it mean what is my personal favorite strategies to deal to? So I'm going to try and answer this in multiple levels. First off, what do I think? What are my favorite strategies with the $500 bankroll on a $10 table for just in general, just playing? You know, not necessarily trying to win the huge money, also not trying to avoid the huge losses, because a lot of the grinder strategies are not so much trying to win as they're trying not to lose, which is why they don't win a whole lot of money. So from a standpoint as a player and as a dealer, this one actually comes out the same. I kind of look towards the best strategies are the strategies where you are collecting some money, but you're also increasing your bets to try and win if you catch that hot roll. So like most of the strategies, this time we're going to be looking at going across and including the point. So I would be looking at a $70 investment because I would be looking at 64 across, and then I would be looking at 6 across for the dealer's player control. If I'm going to press, they're going to press. If I'm going to collect, they're going to collect. Okay. And here I'm looking at the mid press method, or the collect a little, press a little method, where I want to slowly grow my bets while I'm still taking some money back. Now in the early stages, it's going to depend on how aggressive you wish to be. For, say, a 5 and 9, a couple different ways I could do it. I could press these both at the same time to $15 a piece and just collect $4. Or I could press one of them to $15 and then I could collect $9. Either way, I'm going to press to $15 because of my next press. Now, if I press them both to $15, the next time one of them hits, me personally, I'm very, very, very likely to just collect $1 and press them both up to a quarter. But you could also do what you would do if I only pressed one of them, which is just keep it down in a single level. So if I pressed only one of them to $15, or if they're both pressed to $15, but now I only want to press once, I'm going to go from 15 to 25. In which case I'm going to collect $11. Either way, I'm collecting some. It's just how much am I going to collect? Now from $25, what am I likely to do? I'm going to go to $35, so I'm going to be collecting a green. Then from $35, I'm going to go to $50, so I'm going to collect $49. And, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to collect. $49. It pays $49, and I'm going to go to $50. So I'm going to collect $34. I'm going to collect $34. Now from 50, I go to 75. Okay, in which case now I'm collecting 45 bucks. From 75, I go to 100. So I'm collecting $80. And then from 100, I get a little more aggressive. 100 to 150, 150 to likely 250, 250 to 350, 350 to 500, 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000. And then at that point, I'm just going for a full-blown press. 2,000, 4,000 to 8,000, so on and so forth. For the 6 and 8, same thing. How aggressive do I wish to be? I can either collect $2 and I could press them both up 1 unit to 18 each, or I could collect $2 and press whichever one hit all the way up to 24, although I like the 18 mark. I like the 18 mark initially for a mid-press method. Now, from there, once they're at 18 each or 18 individually, again, I can either press both, but that will require throwing some money in, or I press individually, and I'm likely to press individually. So first, I'm going to try and take them both to 18, but again, you could just take one of them to 18. And then if it's at 18, at that point, I'm going to press it up to 30. Now, 18 is going to pay you $21. You're going to collect $9 and you're going to press it up to 30. Now, from 30, I'm going to press it up to 42. So I'm going to collect $23. From 42, I'm going to press it up to 60. All right, so I'm going to collect $31. 31? Yeah, $31. Collect 31 bucks. From 60, I go to 90, 90 to 120, 120 to 150, and then from there I start to get a little bit more aggressive. 150 possibly to 300, 240 to 300, 300 to 600, 600 to 9 or 12, so on and so forth, and just continue going. And I do similar things for the 4 and 10. I'll cross press them, both 1 unit or individually. Then I go up to a green. And then from there, with the 4 and 10, I just straight press. I just keep doubling. Because they pay almost double, I just keep doubling because I'm still collecting a nice little chunk of change. Okay. So from a dealer and a player standpoint, that's one of the things that I would try and do would be the 64 across plus the 6 for the dealer. So $70 investment, and collect a little, press a little, the mid-press method. To me, this is one of the better strategies for playing a medium length of time. This strategy is not going to play for 8-10 hours unless you catch a hot roll to really, really, really boost that bankroll. But it is a strategy that you can play for quite a while, especially on a $500 bankroll, because you're collecting a little bit from time to time, and just the medium rolls are going to reload your bankroll here and there. As a dealer, what are some of my favorite strategies? This one, of course, the power press. Absolutely love the power press, because as a dealer, I want to feel like I'm doing something. I want to feel like I'm working, and I also love to see the players win. I want to see the players win. I want to see the players win big, 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 big money. So I love watching these hot rolls where these players suddenly are collecting $1,000 or more every single hit. Unfortunately, not everybody is that aggressive, so it's one of the reasons that as a dealer we love this stuff, because it just doesn't happen all that often. So power presses for sure, where you're throwing a little bit of money and you're just absolutely going for it. Balls to the wall, let's do it. Now, outside of those, the power press and the mid press method, what are some of my other favorite strategies to see? Pretty much anything that is consistent. If you have a particular strategy or particular press, the funnel method, the 6 and 8 triple hit, as long as you're consistent with it, so we can make it flow and it goes quickly, we love it. If you're constantly changing your strategy every single time, doing different presses, do this, do that, take this down, do that, you're adding a whole bunch of moves to it, or making the dealer have to stop and think about it constantly. It slows the game down and it slows the flow down. So as a dealer, we're not big fans of that. We prefer a nice, consistent strategy. Plus, again, you can't hit a moving target. So we like to see people that do consistent stuff. We don't like to see a whole bunch of hedges just because we know that you're really not going to end up winning any money. We prefer you pick one side or the other. Because again, we want to see you win. People seem to have this idea that the dealers are working for the house. The hell we are. I make most of my money off of the players, not off of the house. So I am most definitely not rooting for the house. I am rooting for the player. I want to see you guys win. So a consistent strategy is definitely a great one. To me, this is just, again, the absolute best. The Iron Cross is a good strategy, despite what many, many dealers will say. When you really get down to it and ask them, in all honesty, most dealers will tell you that the Iron Cross is a good strategy. Again, 64 cross, I think, is better. If you do a proper Iron Cross on a $10 table, you have a $61 investment anyway, 51 inside, or 51,568, plus a $10 field, because you have to have more units on these than on the field to do it properly. $61 invested versus $64 invested, $3 more. You're actually getting paid more than even money on these, and you're actually getting paid the full amount on every single one of these bets. Sure, you're losing out on the 2, 3, 11, 12, but you could do a $5 horn high 11, or even just a $4 horn bet, and cover all of those that you're missing out in the field, but they don't hit all that often, so you're better off with this. So but the Iron Cross is not, it's honestly not a bad strategy. The problem with the Iron Cross is twofold. One, thanks to YouTube, and I realize the irony there being on YouTube, but thanks to YouTube, the Iron Cross has become kind of the more well-known, the most famous, I watched YouTube, I learned the Iron Cross, I'm now a craps pro. It has actually prevented people from actually learning the game. There's so many players that play the Iron Cross that actually, that honestly have no thought behind the Iron Cross. They just saw it on a video, and that's now how they play, because they saw some video entitled Unbeatable Crap Strategy or Always Make Money or whatever it may be, and they play the Iron Cross, and they don't actually understand the game. And that prevents them from expanding out and learning more about the game and playing it more and playing it better. So that is one of the problems that I have with the Iron Cross. The other problem that a lot of dealers have with the Iron Cross is the classic iron, that most people don't play the classic Iron Cross. They don't play the correct Iron Cross. They don't play 3 units and then 2 units. They will play 2 and 2. So they're basically winning nothing on the most common numbers to be rolled. And also, most people don't press it, use the Iron Cross to expand out to other numbers. So the Iron Cross is boring. It's boring both for the player and for the dealer, because if you play a non-standard Iron Cross, in my mind I call it the broken cross, where you only do 2 units on each one of these and then 2 units in the field. We know, and then you're same betting every single time, and just collecting. We know that you're not going to win money. You're just, at this point, you're just wasting our time, wasting your own time. Now you fall into the flea category, where you're just trying to stay on the table for a few hours and get free drinks, but you're not actually trying to win. So the Iron Cross can be extraordinarily boring to the dealers and to the player. But at its core, the Iron Cross is a very, very good strategy. I do, again, think this is a better strategy, but the Iron Cross is a good strategy. It really, really is. And you can use it to expand out to other things. So that is my answer, really, to what is my favorite strategies on a $10 table and a $500 buy-in. So I hope you guys find this illuminating, enlightening, and interesting. Thank you very much for sending it to us. We appreciate getting those questions. We love to film videos for you guys. So as always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye now.